Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me on another video. What I thought I'd cover in this first of three videos actually is about those students that have not been able to find a driving instructor. And so you've decided to take the test in your car and learn with a family member. So what I thought I would do is put three videos together. This first one will be all about the car, so what you need to be aware of when you take your car for driving test. The second video will be about what's going to happen on the day if you're, again, not familiar with the process of the driving test. And the third video I'm going to put out is about some tips and some support that I can give to you about the driving test and what to expect on the day and some kind of little nuggets of advice. So I hope that's going to be of use. Okay, here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, when I've been at the test centre the last couple of weeks, I'm noticing that more and more students are arriving in their own car with an accompanying kind of family member. So that's why I'm going to put these videos together. So first things first, let's chat about the car that you're going to present for test day. Let's have a look at that and chat about that. So very quickly, what we need to be making sure is that it's the obvious, that it's taxed, it's insured, and it's roadworthy, and therefore got a valid MOT. Just in terms of your insurance, just make sure that the policy that you have does cover you for your driving test. The car, again, that you are presenting must be able to reach a speed of a minimum of 62 miles per hour. It's not displaying any warning lights on the dashboard, and the tyres have to be, at least in terms of the tread depth, a minimum of 1.6 millimetres deep across the centre of the tyre, and have obviously the damage to the wear and tear of it. What you need to also have on the car is obviously L plates at both the front and at the rear. And you also need to have with you an extra internal mirror for the examiner. Another area that you need to be aware of now with the pandemic is that, again, the car you're presenting must be thoroughly cleaned on the inside, which means there should be no unwanted items in the footwells or any dirt that's visible. I do know examiners, and I've seen examiners reject vehicles that are dirty on the inside. So again, it's really important that you give it a really good thorough clean. Obviously, I do it myself, but again, if you wanted to, you might want to take it to a valet, car valet, and just get it cleaned out thoroughly by the people there. What I'd also suggest doing is just making sure that as you arrive at the test centre, you give the car controls, the handbrake, the gear stick, the steering wheel, a good clean with perhaps some antibacterial wipe. The examiner will do that anyway, but it's probably worth just making sure that it looks and it kind of smells kind of clean. One thing as well that needs to happen is that during your test, both your window and the passenger window, it should be slightly down, again, to let air come through the car. A couple of my students that are going to be using their own cars or a parent's car, they've come back to me recently and asked a couple of questions which I thought I'd kind of share with you. The first question was that the car that they're going to be using doesn't have the normal handbrake. It's got an electric handbrake, and is that okay to present on test? Absolutely fine, that's no problem whatsoever. Another student has said that the car that they're going to be using has the hill start assist, and does that need to be disabled? Absolutely not. My own car actually does have a reversing camera, and the examiners look at these aids as things to assist you on your test. So it's absolutely fine to rely on those to a degree. So that's absolutely fine. Any kind of driving aids are absolutely fine. One last little bit that you may not be aware of, and it might not even be something you can consider, is that you're actually allowed to use a hire car on the day of your test, as long as it's fitted with dual controls and it meets all the other requirements I mentioned earlier in the video. Again, it might be something that you're not able to consider, but it's something that you might want to think about. Last bit is there are some cars actually that the examiners don't accept on the day of your test, and I'll run through those. There's only 4 that I'm aware of. First is the BMW Mini convertible. There's also the Ford Ka convertible. There's the VW Beetle convertible, and the Toyota IQ. And the reason the examiners don't accept those, it doesn't give them a good all-round visibility of what's happening. So again, those 4 types of cars will not be accepted on test. That's pretty much it for this video. In the next video I'm going to put out, what I want to focus on is on test day. So what happens when you arrive at the test centre, when you can arrive, the type of things that's going to happen as you arrive and the examiner comes out and meets you, to what goes on in your test if you're not aware of that. Thanks for joining me on this one. As always, if you're able to, it'd be great if you can subscribe and click the bell icon for future video notifications. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in and watch out for the next couple of videos. Okay, take care. See you soon.